All right, ladies and germs. How we doing on this fine morning? And some of you are watching this at like midnight, but that's okay. You do you, as long as you're getting it done. So we've been talking about one-step equations. We talked about addition equations. We talked about subtraction equations, how they're the inverse of each other. Today we're going to step and continue our conversation about one-step equations, and we're going to step up and we're going to talk about multiplication equations. So, continue with this idea that you solve an equation using the inverse, okay? If I had an addition equation, I subtracted. If I had a subtraction equation, I added. If I have a multiplication equation, what are you going to do? How do you undo multiplication? Exactly right. Division. They are inverses. They are opposites of each other. So right here, number one, I see a multiplication equation. How do I know it's a multiplication equation? Because a number next to a letter means multiplication every time. So when I see this, I have 3x. That means 3 times x equals 2.7. So I solve this with division. I'm going to divide by 3. Divide by 3. Divide by the number that's with the variable. Okay? So we don't like the word cancel, okay? And then because I want you to understand that this is division. 3 divided by 3 equals 1x. Now we don't write the 1, so that's just plain x, because 1 times x is x. So that's what's going on here. I want you to understand it's a different process than when I have that addition and subtraction making 0. There's different mathematical things going on here. Yes, they both make plain x's, but it's different math, okay? Here, calculator, 2.7 divided by 3, 0.9 is x. We won't write this intermediate step most of the time. So here we go. Number 4, I've got negative 4x equals negative 0.16. So, multiplication, negative 4 times x. I divide by the exact number that is with the variable on both sides of the equation. Okay? Again, very important to understand the difference between addition and subtraction. Addition and subtraction, you're changing signs all the time because it's a different operation. You're doing different stuff. This is multiplication. If I want to get back where I started, I have to divide by the exact same thing. Negative 4 divided by negative 4 is 1x. Go to the calculator, negative 0.16 divided by negative 4, positive. Sorry, put that in the wrong spot. I'm going to get positive 0.4. All right. Continuing. Let's fly to the other side of the room. So, again, the variable written on the right-hand side, we always work from the variable side. So here I have 80 equals 2.5 times x. So I need to do the inverse operation. I need to divide by 2.5. Working from the variable side. Divide by 2.5 on both sides of the equation. 2.5 divided by 2.5 is 1x. 80 divided by 2.5 is 32. Double check that for me. If I got a problem, let me know. All right. Number 4, okay? So again, I'm working from the variable side. Identify that variable first. That tells you where to start. Divide both sides by 0.1. All right. I will grab a calculator on this one. So I have negative 20 divided by 0.1, negative 200 for x, all right? So again, find the variable side, you know it's multiplication, you divide both sides by the number that's with the x. Number 5, fractions. Doesn't change anything. Told you had a couple of days to work on those fraction operations. This is why they're going to be popping up. So I have 4.5 x. Variable's on this left-hand side here, so I start with this number that's with the variable. Divide by 4.5 on both sides of the equation. So I know 4.5 divided by 4.5, that will always be 1. That's the reason why we do the step, to make that go away, to divide and get 1, so we have just a plain x left over. On this side, 13.5 divided by 4.5, it's going to come out to be 3. Okay? Again, go to the calculator, punch it in, get your answer. Number 6, here's the variable, so it's 3/4 times x. I'm going to divide by 3/4. 3/4 divided by 3/4 is 1. Anything divided by itself equals 1. That's what we've done on all of these equations today. Understand, anytime you divide something by itself, it will always equal 1. That's the point. So now I only have x left over. I have to divide this by 3/4. Again, I will grab a calculator on this one. 5 divided by 3/4. Know how to use your calculator. This is my favorite calculating device. You need one that will do fractions for you. Hit enter. 6 2/3. Turn it off. Questions, comments, or issues, let us know. Otherwise, good luck and keep up with your stuff, even if it's after midnight.